Hello guys, NautoAce here, and it's gonna be again another MmGS vlog roundup. Basically, what it is combining some short thoughts of the gaming culture today into one video, if that makes sense. So, with that, let's start with Kimishima basically saying that on launch, the Switch will not have some multimedia apps such as Netflix, web browsing, and of course, it doesn't even play movies, so forget about that. But the bottom line is no Netflix on launch and no web browsing in launch. And surprisingly, some people are disappointed with that. So I'm just guessing you probably just want your option to have it there. I can understand that. Like I said, options are good. But there are some times that when an option is bad. For me, that's not really a big deal because you turn on a console to play games. Not, well, you can watch movie. That should be secondary or browse the web. I can understand if, say your configuration, you don't have a computer beside you or you don't have a phone, you want to browse the web. Okay, I can understand. Same goes with Netflix. You don't have any app devices that plays Netflix, and the only way you can do it is on the Switch. I can understand that, but I don't like to say this, especially in this time of age. Excuse me. Is most people either one they have phones, cell phone, iPhone or Android, and they can play Netflix, or two, their game room or man cave or whatever has a computer beside it. Or three, they got smart TVs. Or the most lower end cost, you probably have a cheap streaming device from Amazon Fire Stick to Roku. Like the Roku Express is $30 top. So, and if you as long as you have good internet, and again, you, I mean, if you're upset you don't have Netflix on Switch, chances are you probably have internet. Wi-Fi or, well, if you don't have Wi-Fi, I can understand, but wireless router, they're not that expensive to some extent. You can probably buy a low end and still work fine. But the bottom line is that most people probably going to have those devices. So it's not really, shouldn't be a big deal. You shouldn't be upset about it, but Kimishima did say, hey, look, in the long run, there's going to be Netflix, there's going to be a web browsing in the future via update. But in my opinion, really, video game console, maybe I'm just sounding too old, but they should just be playing video games. I know Xbox sort of broke the barrier, and that's a good thing. But there are some times you just say, hey, you know what? Just get a Roku Express. They're really cheap. That's all I can say. Not a big deal, but hey, whatever your configuration is, that's entirely up to you. The second one, basically, I want to give my thoughts on. Activision basically did their Skylander, but the financial report, and they did talk about Skylander. Yes, I did a video about rumor that they might end Skylander. Well, I'm partially wrong. The rumor is partially right. So what it means? Well, for 2017, there will not be a new Skylander game. Instead, they're gonna expand on Skylander Imaginator. I say to that, finally, that's something good. One of the gripe, and I like the Skylander game, I like the figures, but the major gripe is it's an annual thing, a yearly thing, and it's like, oh, that's more toys to buy, more toys, more toys. Granted, for me, I find them cheap, and I don't buy them at launch. Maybe Imaginator, but I got discount from Amazon Prime, yay. So I didn't buy them full price, but there are some figure, believe it or not, I did end up buying them full price because they were rare. Difference. Well, it's like an amiibo thing. But, again, that was the biggest problem. They finally learning. They said, hey, let's not make this yearly. Hopefully not. That's why I even said in my previous video, why not just create remastered, call this Skylander collection based on the 4 games, or heck, even just the first two, Giants and the original adventure, and make it PS4, Xbox One remastered, and have a feature that you can put in the newer ones on the older ones. I'm just putting it out there. That's it. But they did say that they're gonna expand on the Imaginator because that's a recent one. Makes sense. That's why the reason why Lego Dimension didn't do season 2 until, well, this year. Rumor has it's going to be this year because 2016 was just an expansion. Same goes with Disney Infinity. They want to expand 3.0 before doing 4.0. I can agree. And I wish that Activision should have done it already beginning with Skylander Adventure rather than gimmick over gimmick over gimmick. The problem with Activision, they're known to basically milking the franchise to a point that people got tired with it. And they're not learning. They did that with Call of Duty to some extent. They did that with Guitar Hero, and people got tired with it. They kept doing it yearly. Tony Hawk to some extent, from what I heard, until the fifth one. But the fifth one, there was some controversy. Alex from Backup kind of know. But yeah, the point is, it's a good move. Don't do this yearly because it is just ridiculous. Another thing I want to give my thoughts on is another thing from Kimishima, and he said that he still believes that there's still a possibility to have a successor to the 3DS. Well, that's the problem with that one, and a lot of people already gave their thoughts about this, is it's not like he's going to do it. He's just thinking, hey, maybe there's a possibility. Maybe it's a PR talk. Who knows? But the reason he probably said that is just he's just trying to cover all his bases because what if the Switch fail? Which is, well, you can't really say, oh, it's not going to fail because a lot of people hype about it. It happened with the Wii U, so you know the story. So wait until it's out, then see if it's true or not. If it's good or not, that's what I meant. But is it really a good idea? Surprisingly, I have to say no. Because then you kind of beat the purpose of why the Switch is a mobile console hybrid. Mobile slash home hybrid. So maybe it is a portable system for the adults. I can probably understand that. And the 3DS is meant for the kids. Maybe in that direction, that's a possibility. But I have to say, probably not a good idea also because, again, it kind of beats the purpose. Then what if a parent say, well, what should I buy? Oh, a Switch? I know it's portable, but it's $300. And I get because maybe the price, but then they might say, well, for $100 more, because mostly 3DSs, or especially the XL, is $200. For $100 more, then it can be also be a hybrid to a home console versus it's a dedicated portable system. I mean, granted, the Switch is not going to have Street Pass, but the thing is, not a lot of people really care about it, believe it or not. I mean, I played Street Pass. Heck, I bought the Street Pass games because, yeah, now, they weren't bad, but you get the idea. It's not really like needed in your 3DS. But yeah, so but the alternative I could say is if they really want that dedicated portable business for the kids, then have. And I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe not a good idea, but it's better than having a successor to the 3DS and confuse your consumer. Is have another version of the Switch that is very, very dedicated portable. Meaning you can't put it on a dock. It is just meant to be an portable system. Without the Joy-Cons already attached to it, so there's no Joy-Con. It's an actual Switch portable. Very portable. Maybe it can go to the dock. Maybe, I mean, who knows? It's still too early. I'm just saying. Because they did say in the past that there might be a Switch that's going to be just of home console only. You don't do the hybrid because maybe not everyone care about the hybrid thing. But again, that is what the selling point is. So maybe they'll do just a portable thing and that's it. So yeah. And the last thing for this MmGS vlog roundup is my thoughts on the latest update for Miitomo. So again, for people who don't know, Miitomo is Nintendo's first mobile game. It's not so much of a game, more of a social communication, let's just say that. And it was first released in America in March of 2016. And again, the key word there is social media or social aspect or social communication or whatever. It's basically you just, you share your thoughts with your fellow Miitomo players. That's basically, there's a question you can answer, show your Miitomo or your me, that's why Miitomo me. And they're adding a lot of new stuff in it since March of 2016, such as in the beginning you get this candy, but normally you use this candy for I forget what it is and how to use it. I think you use it to able to get more questions from your friends. 'Cause normally you just limit it to 5, which is okay. But now they're saying that you can use the candy to basically play this Panchico to get a Miitomo ticket or Miitomo lottery ticket. Well, ticket so you can play the actual Miitomo drop, but there's also this great ticket. If you get 10, then you get an actual Miitomo ticket. Again, makes more sense of why you have those candies. Now they're adding new features such as Psychic, able to put real image on your room. Uh, they're finally able to design your room. No, not just with the furniture. Again, it's supposed to be kind of remind you of Tamagotchi, but with online also. Tomodachi is basically just a single player, and well, the difference is that in Tomodachi you're supposed to be some sort of, let's just say, mayor or the woman in charge of the Miitomo town. This one you're actually a me, and you talk to other me, answering questions, sharing your clothes, you design. That's it. So, is it really still worth getting this game? If it's a free to play, I, unless you like to play games, there's not really much for this one. Like I said, it's more of a communication aspect. So it's hard to say. I mean, the only something good about it is if you can actually get daily my Nintendo points for Miitomo, and then you can use it to buy, discount coupon, free stuff, not games, stuff, and other things. But again, it's more of trying to get together than actually playing games. That's really what Miitomo is. I mean, for me personally, I think it is good with the new update. It gets better, but it is not for everyone because if you don't like Tamagotchi life, then you're not gonna like this because it's almost the same thing. So, yeah. So basically, that's my roundup for this video episode per se. So with that,